Hey there. I am enjoying a nice warm cup of tea on a really cold, windy, rainy day today in November. And it has me thinking about how immune support is becoming a really hot topic with the, winter coming here in the US and a lot of people starting to get colds and different things showing up in their immune system. So I want to talk today about an herb that I think is absolutely amazing for supporting the immune system, as well as for preventing chronic disease. And overall, this herb is just an amazing support for the body and it doesn't get enough attention, right? I see that we focus a lot on some really popular herbs these days, but there are so many herbs out there that are amazing for supporting our health. So let's talk about astragalus today. Hi, Michelle. I'm a functional nutrition practitioner and a clinical herbalist, and I love sharing more about how to use herbs to support our healing journey. And I want to focus a little bit today on how we can support our immune system with herbs like astragalus. Now, when I think about supporting our immune system, I think it's important to know what are we trying to accomplish, right? Are we looking for kind of long-term immune support, maybe someone who has an autoimmune condition, or maybe they have some kind of weakened immune system, some kind of issue that's causing low immune function. Cancer is actually an immune uh, suppression type of picture. Or maybe you're just looking for supporting your immune system and keeping it strong and healthy throughout, like the winter season, for example. Or maybe you are dealing with something, coughs and sneezes and colds right now, and you're looking for some acute immune support and really wanting to get that immune system strong as you fight off some kind of a virus or infection that's trying to kind of take you out and leaving you feeling weak and fatigued and unwell. So we want to think about the goal, right, of what we're trying to accomplish with supporting the immune system, because we would actually want to use different herbs for those different situations. We might think about how, again, autoimmune conditions are a hypoactive immune system, right? Or, excuse me, I should say hyperactive immune function, where the immune system is on high alert, it's overactive, it's kind of reacting to everything. Chronic allergies and asthma can also be in that category. Or we might have an immune system that's a little sluggish, right? A little underactive, hypoimmune function, where we're getting a lot of colds and kind of every virus that comes around, and that weakened immune system is leaving us feeling just depleted and weak and low energy. So we want to strengthen that immune system, right? And it's important to know what the goal is, because different herbs do different things, right, in terms of supporting their immune system. But there are some herbs that are really amazing at helping to balance immune function, whether the immune system is overreactive, in the case of autoimmune conditions or allergies, or we have an immune system that's under functioning. We're kind of getting every little cold and virus that comes around. And herbs that can do both, right, can really support balancing the immune system, are known as immune amphoterics, right? They help balance our immune function, whether it's over or underactive. And astragalus is a really lovely herb that falls into this category. So whether you're dealing with different symptoms of, again, autoimmune conditions, hyperactive autoimmune or immune function, astragalus can really help to balance that out, bring that immune system back into a state of balance. It also is a nutritive tonic that really helps to build and nourish what we might call the deep immune function or the immune reservoir. And so this herb is so valuable in so many different situations that are supporting the immune system. In traditional Chinese medicine, astragalus is a lung qi tonic, so it's really lovely for things like allergic asthma or dry coughs. And we know that it also is protective of the kidneys. It has some cardiovascular protective qualities as well. So there are so many benefits to using an herb like astragalus. I think it's just a lovely herb that doesn't get enough press, if you will. And I think more people need to know about astragalus and how to use it because it can be really simple to use. But before we get into that, I want to share with you another really fascinating kind of benefit of using astragalus in our herbal formulas that we might be using or even foods, right? Now, if you've ever seen astragalus, you can buy this as these root strips, right? So it looks almost like a tongue depressor, is how I often hear it described. I don't have any on hand right now. I actually need to put in an order for some herbs. And so I don't have any to show you, but it's easy to find this online. And again, it looks just kind of like a tongue depressor. It's this kind of pale colored, kind of woody kind of bark or not bark, but woody type of root strip that you can use really easily to decoct into different formulas. You could throw this in a soup and just you let the different herbal constituents, the immune support, the nutritive support of astragalus, just decoct in the different things you're cooking, like soups and broths. But I said I wasn't going to get ahead of myself. I wanted to share with you first some interesting research I came across on astragalus just this last week or so, looking at how astragalus can help with supporting healthy aging. And this was a study that was done looking at how using astragalus extract helped by reducing telomere shortening in the study, in the individuals that were part of this study. And this was a double-blind, placebo-controlled trial. It was done in France. And it was, again, looking at how over time, the length of telomeres was impacted by the use of herbs like astragalus. Now, if you don't know what telomeres are, let me pause there and back up because if a telomere is basically like it's like this little cap on our DNA, on our chromosomes that help to protect it from damage and aging. So I think of it like that little plastic piece on the end of your shoelaces, right? And it's there to help protect your shoelaces, right, from unraveling. So if we didn't have that, our shoelaces start to kind of unravel. They get frayed at the end. They get really hard to tie. They often start breaking. And that's kind of like what telomeres actually do for our chromosomes and our DNA. So it's protecting our DNA against damage, which means aging, right? Accelerating the aging process when the DNA becomes damaged. And so in this study, over time, they looked over a 6-month period, they can actually measure the length of telomeres in these participants in the study. And they found that with the use of astragalus, that actually it had a protective effect of the length of these telomeres. So as we get older, these telomeres, those little plastic caps, if you will, on the end of our DNA shoelaces, they start to shrink. They start to get shorter. So we have less protection against damage and aging. And if we can slow that process down of those shortening of those telomeres, that can enhance our aging process, right, in a positive way. And so that is what over time astragalus was able to do in supporting healthy aging in this study and protecting the chromosomes and thus the DNA from stress and inflammation. So this is a really fascinating study to me, actually. I was watching a video recently on someone who was doing an anti-aging protocol, and they were using this really expensive supplement, probably a great supplement, but it was really pricey. And the idea behind this supplement was that it was helping to basically protect telomeres and enhance biological aging. But here we have an herb, a simple herb that has been used for thousands of years in traditional Chinese medicine to not only support the immune function, kidney function, support the lungs, but now we see that it has this protective quality when it comes to biological aging. And I think this is really exciting because I know this is an area that's really popular in research. Again, a lot of really expensive, fancy products out there, but all you need to do is get some astragalus and you can take this really wonderful nutritive tonic on a long-term basis. I add it to a lot of formulas that I formulate for clients because it does so many things to help just enhance that immune reservoir, to strengthen the person on this internal level. This nutritive quality of astragalus is so valuable and important, and this humble inexpensive herb is so easy to use. I already mentioned that you can buy those root strips, you can decoct that into teas or into soups. It's a really pretty pleasant tasting herb to use in that way. And you can also get this as a tincture. That's how I often formulate for my clients, so I can put together really balanced formulas for their needs. And using as a tincture is really simple, right? So just an alcohol-based tincture where you take a dropper full, usually 3 times a day when I'm working with a long-term formula to support my clients. You'll also find astragalus in capsules if you prefer that way of taking it. But so simple, so easy to take, an inexpensive way to support your immune function, to support healthy aging, to support lung health. Oh man, there are so many amazing things that astragalus can do to support your health. And I think more of us should be using it, especially if you're wanting to just, encourage and support your immune system and keep it healthy from all kinds of different stressors that might be trying to come in and make us sick and make us feel unwell. So give astragalus a try. Add it to your herbal protocols and foods that you're making, right? Again, throw that bark into, or excuse me, the root into soups and eat things that are easy to make when just as you're letting your soup boil for, 30 minutes or however long, it will decoct out all of that nutritive goodness from astragalus and you'll get all of the benefits. And it's so inexpensive and easy to do. So I hope you'll give it a try.